TNC Predators turn to ban. Radiant team ban.
Hey folks,
TNC
welcome back to the
Predators
series
turn
between
to
WarriorsGaming and TNC Predators. Game 1 going the way of Warriors Gaming. And you know what? You know what, Jenkins? They sat there.
Radiant
They reviewed
team
what
ban.
happened in Game 1. They said, all the great positions on the map that we had, that's because we were Radiant side. They snatch up Radiant once again. And they say, TNC, what you got for us? Apparently, they've got an Undying ban. I think they banned this last game as well, right?
One of the teams did. Either way, it's usually like in a region, the bans will be flipped depending on who has first pick. Whoever is first pick. So I'm not sure who banned it, but it was banned, and it makes sense. I think Undying's broken. I think he breaks the safe lane. I don't know why China just is not a huge Undying fan. Maybe because he doesn't do that much in the mid game.
10 seconds
remaining. It's cool to me to see the differences between the regions, just in like the little things that they do. Where in China they're very chatty in the lobby chat before the game starts, but then the moment the first game starts, they come into the second lobby instantly, and it's like, as casters, we don't have time to even go get food or something or go get a drink because they want to just get right into the next game. Whereas for SEA, it's like there was no lobby chat whatsoever. They're all taking their time to get into the lobby. And it's this more like, I guess they're probably chatting amongst themselves as opposed to in that sort of official, like, okay, it's time to get into the match sort of mode. And then obviously we have the fighting, like the crazy, ridiculous fighting style of SEA. And then China is more of like a methodical region. But
I mean, maybe
cool
they're
just
enjoying their food as well. You don't know. They might be snacking up.
But dude, with all of these Chinese teams, it's like,
they're not hungry. They're hungry.
They're just right, exactly. They're just into the next one. Go, go, go. Whereas for these SEA guys, they're just like, what? A fight hasn't started? Okay, call me back. Call me when a fight has started, and I'll show up to the fight with anti-mage. You know, that's all I care about.
That's why some of those fights opened up a little bit messy. Everyone was activating their Skype calls. There's pop-ups in front of the game. They had to deal with those first before they got to the actual interaction.
Right. They're getting like, are you interested in 60-year-old males or females? Go to hotmalefinder.com sort of thing. I keep getting that on Skype, and it's like, for some reason, Skype thinks that I'm a 60, 70-year-old grandma looking for hot singles, and it's like, well, I'm not a 60. I am looking for hot singles, but I'm not a 60-year-old grandma, so they got one thing right.
I mean, it's your fault for advertising yourself as a 40-year-old gilf 20 years ago,
Yeah, that is true. I shouldn't have done that.
Have you noticed something here?
Yeah, I've noticed that the picks and bans are identical.
Well, not completely. Like the Enigma and the Morphling are the other way around. But yeah, you're pretty much on point. Actually, the Abaddon is no longer available. As TNC were frustrated by that last game, they got rid of it. So they might not go for the Razor this time because Warriors Gaming, they're going to have to go for something a little bit different here.
They are going to have to go for something a little bit different. Maybe Warriors Gaming, they're considering picking the Razor right now because they have a Troll, and TNC started with the Oracle Razor last game. Probably going to go with that again because it worked pretty well for the first half of the match until they until WarriorsGaming.Unity won the team fight that mattered with the 4 staffs, a couple of team fights, I should say.
Screw the 4 staffs, Jenkins. I know you're excited that hero just appeared, and so did that one. Fire off.
I love these ones. I think Batrider's like a pretty hard counter to Troll in lane. There's absolutely nothing he can do if you just put some sticky napalms on him and you run at him. The axes usually is what saves Troll from getting killed in the lane, but Bat, he just doesn't give a damn about any of that. This hero is like the main reason that I thought that Troll wouldn't actually be a popular hero in Dota. Is like Batrider, like Terrorblade as well. I remember I played with Zizzy, who was a Mexican-American player. Played with him for a couple of times on different teams, and he would always say this, like, do not pick me Terrorblade if Batrider is still in the pool. Like, it's that bad that this guy who's like top 10 on 2 accounts. See, I'm advocating smurfing here. Well, he is advocating smurfing. Doesn't want to play again. And I think Troll is a similar sort of style where, like, if you're playing against a Batrider, it's very difficult unless you have some sort of way to counter it. And maybe put Troll mid, maybe do some sort of lane swap stuff, maybe pick some sort of support that counters the Batrider. But like we've talked about this in the previous days, like you need something to deal with Bat, or else you're just investing way too much in dealing with him in that laning phase. And
10 seconds.
God, don't even get me started about Nature's Prophet. This hero as a 5, presumably a 5 because it was picked in the first phase. Like it could get countered, and I think Batrider's a pretty good counter against it too, unless it's a 5, because then you can just like cut waves. You have the 60-second cooldown ultimate that pushes out all the waves. You're basically a Jakiro or Shadow Shaman, except in literally every single lane when it comes to nuking the creeps out. And then for pushing, you can just spawn the treants and hit the tower. And if you die, you're a 5 roll, so who gives a damn? And you're like the only 5 in the game that can start with a Blightstone. A Blightstone! Because you don't need regen, you just TP back to base.
That's true. And then there's a big power spike from at 6 because you basically get your own built-in Dagon when you think about it.
Yes. Dude, it does like, I think it's like 731 max damage. As a level 6 nuke that's global and also does 7,000 damage across the map to creeps. Like it pushes every single creep wave out, which is a huge nuisance for the enemy team. And then the last person that it hits is going to take 700 damage. For most heroes at level 6, that is going to be the majority of their HP pool.
You know what your biggest problem? You know what your biggest problem in Nature's Prophet is? It's the internal conflict. Because the moment you press that ultimate, you know any of your cores that were farming are now looking at you and the creeps you just stole.
TNC Predators.
Sure.
Oh, hello though. This with the Troll Warlord, this is a pretty brutal combo with the aura active, the extra damage with the attacks with the Troll.
It's a good save for the Batrider lasso too, but the insta Earthshaker pick, obviously if you Tusk Snowball people or anybody, you're going to basically just get Echo Slammed right afterwards. Good against the Nature's Prophet. It's relatively good against the Troll because it's just hard lockdown, so he can't get the ultimate off.
10 seconds.
And the Treants, they're going to just give additional damage to that Earthshaker Echo Slam. But that pretty much solidifies Batrider as a core. That's the only issue here that I see, is that if you're WG Unity, you could pick something that does very well against Batrider in lane and just continue and put that hero against Batrider. Something like a Weaver would probably be pretty good.
Although this gets interesting from a fight dynamics point, because you're talking about a lineup now that has the Nature's Prophet with the Sprouts, the Tusk with the use of the Shards, the Shaker with the Fissure, and who is the person that has free reign across all this? It is the Batrider still. Everyone else is going to have to work around those kind of elements of the fight. This, however, that's the solution to it. Sand King just able to Burrow Strike straight through them.
Yep. In fact, if you're closing people in with Fissures and with Sprouts and with Tusk Shards, and there's all these people trapped in, like, get me out of here. You know, Sand King, he's the boogeyman hiding in the closet. He's your uncle hiding under your bed. Should have gone there, but you know, he's going to be.
That's not usually where the uncle is.
He's going to get in there, and he's going to destroy you. If you're trapped in a box with Sand King, he's gonna kill you.
Sand King, yes, definitely Sand King. But it's a hero we don't really see too much of at the moment. You know, it seems to have just it got the change to Sandstorm, right? It got picked a decent amount for about a week, and then everyone ignored it when they realized actually it just becomes a war on sentries, right? The support keeps bringing them to the lane. Sand King keeps. I remember I was seeing. There was a point where Sand Kings were bringing double sentry to their lane as they're starting items.
Sounds about right. I mean, it's still fine. Like, you're a core, you get core level farm. Sending at sentries isn't that bad. And also, you can kind of play the trees with Sand King. Like, the Sandstorm's large enough that if you position it right, you can put the Sandstorm down in the middle and then kind of walk into the trees. And if you see that they walk up and dust you, or they come to try and contest you, you can just walk out. You can just kind of walk out of it. So I would say basically this hurts the team playing against the Sand King in lane a little bit more, unless you're guaranteed to kill him, which with a Batrider you probably are if you put that against him. I would actually say some people have disagreed with me on this one, but I've played this lane a bunch of times, and I really think that Sand King, if you're maxing out the Caustic Finale, does extremely well versus a Lone Druid in lane, because you harass the hell out of the bear. It's constantly slowed. Because of it's just sitting on the creep wave, and your Caustic Finale is going to be constantly exploding on it. Like, after one creep wave, the bear is at like 50% HP. And then once it's at 50% HP, you can just Caustic the whole wave and then burrow the bear. And if you kill the bear, it's more important than killing a hero. It gives 300 gold and 300 experience.
TNC
That's
Predators
actually so
turn to
game
ban.
losing if you give that to a Sand King early on into the game. However, like you said, it's very likely that Sand King will probably go for the Sandstorm build just because it's better generally these days. And even though there's a lone druid, that doesn't change the fact that Sandstorm's just a better ability than going for the Caustic.
It's in a more awkward balance, especially with the way that Bar Strike got buffed. So you could argue to not put as many points into it potentially, but you wanted the initiation. And I think it's interesting to bring up. Yeah, like when you're sitting there, honestly, playing Sand King feels a little bit like playing Payday 2, right? You rob the bank, you get yourself a few hostages in the form of the creeps, and you say, "Come to me. If you come to me, I will kill these hostages right now." And then any melee case, another melee hero, in fact, appear, and you walk into that creep wave, that goes pop, and you usually go pop with it.
Yeah, I think Sand King's gonna have a pretty good game in this situation. Maybe if they lane a Batrider versus a Sand King, he's not gonna have a good game. But Ember, Lone Druid, I don't see Sand King having much trouble with either of these two heroes, depending on the build that he's willing to go. And like you said, with the Burrow being buffed, it's a bit of a different hero. And then we have a Nature's Prophet playing in the safe lane. I think if they can get the Batrider versus a Nature's Prophet, and the Nature's is a 5. Okay, so they are going to do the Weaver versus the Bat. So they're going to rotate the Troll. They're going to do Troll mid, probably try to put it versus the Ember Spirit because it's a physical damage hero versus Ember. And Ember, of course, has the magic shield. And then Weaver will follow the Batrider around because, of course, Weaver's a counter to Batrider. You just don't have to care about his napalms. You can just get away very easily with the max movement speed of the Sakuchi, and you can hunt down and very easily kill the Batrider because he tries to fly into trees and you throw the bugs on him. It's very easy to chase. And we have a Sand King who, if you're WG Unity, you ideally want the Sand King versus the Lone Druid. If you can get the lanes right for either of these teams, it's going to look pretty good. I'd say TNC has a better late game, though.
Yeah, and it's also because of where you have to fight on the map as you approach those late games, right? When your eyes are on the pit, you think about these different kind of choke points of the stairs. I'm still just looking back at what freedom of movement you actually have on these two different teams, right? Like we mentioned it early in the draft. I was talking about and that's the thing I was talking about, like, you know, the fissure, the shards, right? So if you're Warriors Gaming, you really have to be careful with your shards. Otherwise, you directly put yourself at a disadvantage in these fights against the Ember and the Bat that can move freely. Even the Lone Druid is happy to stay far away, just throwing out some hits at you and having the bear maybe burn you, depending on his build.
Earthshaker is also one of the better heroes versus Weaver. Like I said it with Troll, and it's kind of similar, just the fact that you have this hard lockdown, and Weaver a lot of the time will stand on waves and Sakuchi through waves. You can blink on the wave, Echo Slam, use your Enchant Totem, use your Fissure, hit with the Enchant Totem, and maybe if you pre-Enchant Totem, it's very likely that even if the Weaver is sitting on like a Dragonlance Treads, if you're a support Earthshaker, you can kill him just because the hero has such little stat gains. And if you can kill a Weaver before he gets the ultimate off, I mean, that's a hard counter to the hero, in my opinion. I think Earthshaker is one of the better heroes versus Weaver. It's just that he needs the Blink Dagger, and then it's strong. And it's a support Earthshaker, so he might not get it.
And that's the thing. Is the other thing to look at here as well is you are against a troll. So the one thing to think about here is if you're a troll warlord, you're going, do I do a BKB or do I do a stat resistance build? Do I need both here? He might just be able to get away with the stats resistance build, considering what he's up against, right? With the lasso, with the combo that comes out from the shaker, he'll become uncontrollable.
I guess my concern would just be, I think both. I think you go for both, just because there's so much magic damage on the side of TNC Predator. Even the Bear Fear is problematic for Troll because he's got such a fast movement speed. So you get feared and you're in your base by the time it's done.
And in fairness, you could argue. I think like more commonly the concept in your mind, like if you're looking at this as WG Unity, it's something you're going to consult with as the game goes on, because you're looking, you're going, if Weaver has a good start to this game, he does actually deliver enough damage that I can just go for this tanky build. And in fairness, you do get a decent amount of damage in the late game with your talents, right? With the 40 damage talent at 20 for Troll Warlord.
Yeah, you do. And speaking of Weaver having a good game, it looks like he is going to have a good game. They predicted the lanes correctly. They have the Sand King versus the Lone Druid. They have the Weaver versus the Batrider, which is a favorable matchup. And then they have the Troll versus an Ember, and Troll does almost all physical damage, and Ember Spirit has the magic shield. So I think WG Unity is actually set up to have a very good game in this one, which, given how they played last game, if they can start out with good lanes instead of terrible lanes like in the previous game, I mean, they could actually take this series, and there's no lower bracket.
That's true. If you lose here, you're out. And I think it's going to come down to, for the mid lane especially, if TNC can just do well up to level 5. If Armel can like be unhindered, then you get enough points in Sleight of Fist that you actually can start to try and force Troll out of the lane.
Yeah, that's true.
But
basically any hero you can force out of the lane just because of Sleight of Fist.
It's a challenge just because in the meantime there's going to be those whirling axes coming into effect from level 2 that are probably going to decrease your CS. So far though, Armel looking pretty healthy. He's got 4 last hits, 1 deny.
So the little voice line as well. He's got that going from Yamate on the top lane. Cuts the second creep wave. This is so good to do right now, just because it puts the creep wave right in front of your tower, which gives you so much more aggressive potential.
He actually might die. Yamate, he's going to go down. First blood drawn, AU. He confidently strolls in with the assistance of the creep to get the kill on his tusk. And that, I mean, Yamate, he's probably got himself to blame because he couldn't get a stout shield to start this game.
Yeah.
That's the price you pay.
I was going to say, that's the problem with having the support do it when they don't have a stout shield and if they're not like a ranged hero. And we do have Ohio going for the caustic build versus the Lone Druid because, like I said, look at the Lone Druid's bear right now. It's sitting at such an awkward HP threshold. Yeah, he's actually going to destroy the Lone Druid up here, I think, unless that happens. Yeah,
that's one advantage you actually have with the Lone Druid that we didn't get a chance to highlight. You do have that roar to force them out. Meanwhile, they just prop in the bot lane. They dive in. Cuckoo gives his life for it. Nico Baby gets the kill. 1 for 1. And I mean, this is kind of. You say usually this is good, right? Like, okay, the Nature's gives his life, but you get a kill on the Weaver. But this is a weird scenario in which Felix has picked up a lot of regen at the start. So there's like a less value for him, considering I think there's a ripple effect to kind of like highlight. Like we saw it top with Yamate because he couldn't have a stout, because you had to buy a few of the support items because this Nature's Prophet didn't do all of that for you.
Yeah. That's a little awkward thing with buying the Blightstone at level 1, 300 gold, quite expensive. Also, he didn't pull the regen to the mid. I think the Tusk did. So, like you said, can't afford the stout shield because of that.
What do we usually see? Usually, we just see the Prophet say, "Okay, I don't need any regen. Like, yeah, I'll get level 2, and then I'll just be back."
Death is your regen.
I mean, not even death, right?
Or level 2.
Like in this case, it was, but most often you get the level 2 without too much contest, and then you just go back to base.
Yep. Now, Ohio on this top lane. The really nice thing about the Sandstorm plus Caustic build is that you can just cut the creep wave as early on as you want. Like, I think it looks like he's probably going to double up the creep wave. With the fade time on Sandstorm, he can actually just hit the creep, Sandstorm, hit the creep, Sandstorm, hit the creep, Sandstorm.
Yeah, he wants more value.
He does want more value. Wow, he's going to get huge.
You know what that was? That was more to spite AU than anything else, because he was denying all the creeps, even used his abilities to make sure that he couldn't pop those neutrals. And while that's happening, in the mid lane, rotation from Tim picks up a big kill.
Yeah. All right, this is a level 3 Earthshaker because of that. Because of the death on the Batrider bot, Tim's was able to chill in the bot lane a little bit and farm up. In fact, he's actually stacking for Bat in here, over in the jungle here. So now he's got the 1-1-1 build, which makes Earthshaker a lot more potent for ganks, as long as you can get the angle. With Ember Spirit, it's a lot easier to get that angle, although he doesn't have Siri Chains. So Yo was just out of position there, it looks like.
This is kind of the interesting thing about the Shaker. Like, compared to other heroes, he might actually be able to get to the fissure. He's maximizing his time, and oh, Felix, you can go for the one or you want, buddy, but you are leaving in a case. A Grave has already been picked out for you, and hop inside.
Yeah, this Earthshaker is going to be a huge problem. Very good against the 3 cores of WG.Unity. Even the Sand King, ground-targeted abilities versus a melee hero. He's got Tranquil Boots, so he's going to have a pretty early blink timing, just because these Tranquil Boots are going to set him up for an easy game. And as I say that, on the bot lane, of course, Batrider falls.
I mean, he was left alone against Free.
Yeah. That's the Weaver versus Bat lane, too. It's just not easy. But the thing is, you can have this tri-lane bot because Ohio is just cutting the creep wave top. In fact, he's going to try to contest this bounty rune, but there's a bear heading over. He can get feared. Really nice bear placement from Gabby.
I'll back away. I think the big highlight right now, the thing that WG are going to be scared of, is going to be Armel from this mid lane.
Yeah.
He's not being slowed down. He has a CS lead. He got that kill. And Ember is that type of hero that can just rotate the map and kind of control the pace of this game in the mid game.
Instead, speaking of which, he might be dead.
Yep, Flame Guard out. Yo, needs to actually fight against. It's doing a lot of damage, but the stun control coming out from Tim should be good enough. They're going to actually TP in the Nature's Prophet, but it's too late. Unity They're going to lose one already, trying to turn around the Remnant away. Says, see you later. He's one behind, so he can return later with a TP back. And no, they don't get the foul hit. Nico, baby. He rotated in. They rotated free to the mid lane. They still lose the Troll Warlord. WG.Unity get nothing for it.
That is very awkward. It's very costly for Weaver to rotate to a lane. He can use the Sakuchi to get back, but when you don't have a bottle, you really struggle for mana. And he has to actually use the Shrine here just to get back to lane.
And there's a highlightable point on the back of that no bottle build. He's going for this Midas, and every second counts. You know, you're getting delayed making that move. You get no value out of it at all. You just waste time.
Yep.
Amplifies so much when you do go to these Midas builds. And now Ember with a level 6. I don't even know. You've got a Tusk, right? And now you're in this scenario where you can't even gank the mid lane.
Yeah, you had an opportunity, but it's gone now. And now is when you go to the other lanes. But can you go top? I don't know if you can go top. You can maybe kill AU, but that's it. Okay, they see
annoy him at best. Okay, jump in. AU trying to move away. Slow down the Roar to get them away. A little bit too late. As Felix did TP in as well.
Nature's Prophet is so fun to play as a 5. You're just everywhere.
Yeah, but you know who else is everywhere? Well, mainly the mid lane, but he's having his effect. Tim's lingering around. He put down a ward, and the pings are going to come out. They know about Yo.
God. With these Tranquils, he's so safe to do this because he's 400 movement speed.
He's even...
He almost blocked the stack. He almost did.
It was so close. He's definitely going to go for this kill to Yo now, though. The pings are going to come out, and there's Searing Chains have been leveled. The Fissure to cut him off. The Flame Guard active. Snowball across. Onto the creep. Just to save the day. They're going to rear up Yamate and look to back away. They're forcing a lot of people here. Nico Baby arrives, and now Felix trying to do the backstab. With the Flame Guard still active. The damage is 3 over 1. AU's going to go down. Will Felix as well with the Slight Fist? Yes, he will. Remnant away. Makes his escape. He's got the Swarm on him. Armel doesn't want to hang around. So 1-for-1 trade, but actually, you look at it from this perspective, who invested more? Because WG.Unity just once again brought Nico Baby to the mid lane.
Yeah. And Cuckoo's farming a stack too, so he's getting pretty huge. He's level 6 already, which I know that doesn't sound like much at 7 minutes into the game, but when you're against a Weaver and a tri-lane, being level 6 at this point is pretty effective. You've Gabby in the top lane, who is completely free farming, of course, because of the nature of cutting creep. So is Ohio. Ohio's going for the Travels build. This is a really good build I'm seeing lately on Sand King. Similar to the Batrider, you just go Travels Drums, and you're ultra fast, running around, cutting creep waves, farming, and then you can also show up to fights.
Yeah, I was wondering about maybe the idea of guarding Greaves builds on Sand Kings, because for a while what we were seeing with these Crimson Guard pipe builds, where it's like, I'm very tanky, and then you go, yeah, but here's the problem, that Sand King buddy. You don't do anything else. You just don't die. Everyone around you still dies.
Yeah, no, I think Crimson, or sorry, I think Greaves would definitely be really good on Sand King for sure. It's just
so would have killed the Gabby. They're rotating again. The problem is the Roar comes out and Armel has arrived. There's a DD on the field, so they need to get rid of him first. And Gabby, he's taking too much damage with the tag team active. Going to purge off the DD finally. They'll move across, but I'm not sure if Armel can get this. He's going to pursue through, spams the remnants down. That'll be enough. But now he doesn't have the easiest escape. The thing is, they don't have the easiest lockdown because Tusk, still only being level 3, has very long cooldowns on all of his abilities.
They need Sand King to get into like a Blink Dagger. I know he's going for the Travels first, which I definitely think is the choice. But once he has the eventual Blink Dagger, they'll finally have lockdown for Armel. They probably need a +1 too in terms of some sort of item to lock him down. Maybe they're just relying on the troll nets. But Armel's going to be a huge issue if they can't lock him down. Like Orchid on Natures, but he's a 5 Natures. The Tusk Punch just isn't enough. Armel's going to be a big issue if they don't have one other item to lock him down. Maybe an Atos on Sand King or something like that.
Talking to the Tusk Punch, Tusk right now, you just need to get him on a lane and get some XP. Like, this hero feels very impactful if you get him that early XP. Just 2-3 levels in tag team allows you to assert so much dominance in that mid-game transition. But
yeah, I mean, he has a gold talent too, so you want him to get to that level 10 ASAP. Looks like TNC wants to fight this top rune.
Expecting something. Yamate. Well, the ward's down. They'll be able to see him. They're Searing Chains out, and they're going to chase forward, looking for the kill on the Sand King. With the last two, they'll be able to find it. They see Yamate, but he's a little bit too far away. So they'll get the rune. They'll move back. It's going to be 2 apiece. They do get rid of Sand King, which is such an important kill for them right now. You know, the Troll Warlord, he's in recovery. Like, despite what his net worth says, he didn't have the best start to this game. The Weaver is going to be a concern, but Weaver is this type of hero that really needs some backup around him.
He does. He's pretty countered in this game too, just with the Earthshaker. I mean, the lasso is pretty good against the Weaver coming out of the laning stage. Even the Lone Druid Fear, they have a lot of lockdown for Weaver. And on the other side, WG.Unity has almost no lockdown for the cores of TNC. And when you look at these 3 cores, you need lockdown to deal with any of them. Like Batrider, you need lockdown. Lone Druid, he's so fast, you need lockdown. Ember, you absolutely need lockdown against this hero. You have none. You have just the Sand King.
There's a concern that there's too much for the Sand King to do in this game. It's going to be interesting to see if he can pull it off. I mean, I agree with you. This build that he's going is the right way because he's going to have to control the lanes. And it's kind of just important to just soak up as much gold. If you rush your blink too fast, then you basically put yourself on the spot. If you're not using that blink, then it just feels like wasted gold.
Right, the blink will be good for initiation, but my question is, like, even if they blink and burrow the Ember, where's the follow-up come from in terms of lockdown and damage? They don't have enough damage to burst them. They have a lot of persistent damage. They'll have burst later into the game with the Troll.
But they've got a lot of people up here near the Ember right now. Flame Guard comes out. It's going to cut the tree and chase on the Felix. Drums activate. There it is. They reveal Felix trying to move in. Bar Strike on the back rider. Cuckoo needs to escape. He can't. The Warriors punch. Up into the air and then back down into hell. Moving across through the Remnants, trying to get Felix, gonna burn him up, he's going for the TP, but no, Sleight of Fist is there. Armel with the Arcane Rune can do enough. They glyph the Courier, so they can't be sniped by Nika. They do get the tower, the stun's gonna come out and shake it now. He has the Echo Slam, he's been not using, got the False Promise on it, but now he doesn't have an opportunity, and now instead, AU has no way of protecting himself. They're gonna try and move Tim's away. This stun's gonna come out the Fissure, moving across onto the Weaver. Need to be careful, Burrow Strike out. Flame Guard has gone. Sleight of Fist needs to be careful and move away with the Remnant. Drums activate. They can't chase him down, but they do find 3 kills. And TNC, they still lost the tower as well.
You know, maybe that's the play, Pigeon. Maybe you just ignore the Ember Spirit.
Apparently so. It turns out when you go for this Drums build, you know, once you lose the Flame Guard, you become a little bit paranoid, a little bit scared.
Yeah, speaking of the Drums build, once he does eventually get to that Maelstrom, he will be too much of a problem to ignore. Like, you're still going to need Disable for him. And all this time, Gabby was just farming in the bot lane. I think he might have gotten the tower, actually.
No, he didn't. Cuckoo was killing in the mid lane. We just got another preview of why Tusk is not very good against this hero. He's like, all right, you killed my Nature's Prophet. Counter kill time. Ice Shards. You still have Firefly. See you later. I'll get you next time, Batrider. You'll stay around too long next time with that nice 13% movement speed buff.
Tusk definitely is good against Lone Druid to some degree because you can get on the back lines. But Ember Batrider, god damn, he does nothing. That's always the counterplay to like Tusk Clock. Just pick these heroes that don't care.
Abby's not caring right now. Top net worth heading towards that rating, 6.5k net worth. Of course, the Weaver is keeping up, but you expect that out of a guy who did go for the Midas. Eventually, he is going to get his value out of it.
Yep, speaking of value, with that 35% XP gain talent, he will get a lot of value out of the Midas, a lot more than other heroes. In fact, I'd say he'll get 35% more value out of that Midas in terms of XP.
You know, you just don't have the same kind of sexy ring to your numbers like Alan does. I'm sorry, it's just like not the same.
Excuse me, sir, that's Professor Bester to you.
Professor Bester is doing much better than you, apparently. TNC looking to push from the mid lane here. They are stacking up. That tower is pretty low, so they are thinking about just committing onto it, because if a creep wave just tickles away at it, that's going to be in deny range. That's a decent injection of gold at this point in the game that will be missed out on.
Yeah, Unity just looking to... WG.Unity, I should say, is looking to just defend this. It makes sense from the perspective of they feel relatively strong right now if the Sand King is frontlining, and it's just a good way to get net worth on the map, is to sit and defend a tower when you know the enemy team is going to likely commit to it with all of their heroes. Although they're wrong, TNC's not going for it, and there is a bit of a defense here. So what they do instead is they smoke up, and they look for a play. My concern is if they find the Ember, it doesn't do anything. They don't kill the Ember. In fact, Ember's going to kill the Nature's Prophet.
He is. No chance he escapes from it either. They cut the trees down and say hello. Deforestation, and with it, the man who put the trees.
But they're going for it.
Yeah, Nico Baby's waiting. No rotation. Drums activate. They'll find Tim. Epicenter being charged up to ensure the easy kill on Armel. Thinking about moving in for the room. And he doesn't get it. Drums activate instantly to move away, though. As the swarm was still on him. He doesn't want to risk that. Evasion is successful. All the while, Gabby in the triangle. Like, don't worry, guys. They got value, but I got value. There was a creep here. But now it's dead.
He's got that nice double stack that he's farming.
A was going to be dead as well. His thumb's going to come out, but There's the ice shards, the TP in from Felix with the Virus Strike across means Oracle is gone.
This is the nice thing about Sand King when you buy these travels. Any of these travels heroes, you TP in to get a kill like that, and you ensure the kill, but there's no punish because you can just travel somewhere else, or alternatively, you can just run across the map with your almost hasted movement speed and just farm up there.
True. I mean, you know, compare it to the Weaver scenario where he kept TPing. It didn't matter in the end. He's actually just caught up in net worth, but that could have been pretty condemning. But now Sand King is in a scenario where he can be the one responding in any of these lanes, and Weaver can be off doing whatever he wants.
Tell me what you think about this statement. I think Boots of Travel is an S tier item. Like I think it's in the top tier of items right now. Like along with Vlad's Force Staff, maybe like a couple of other items.
I think I'd say A tier just because not every hero can justify it.
Okay, what about A+ tier? Like if we're going there.
I feel like A+ is still a stretch. Like there's a decent amount of heroes that like the Boots of Travel, but if you're talking about like usually it comes down more than anything role in team, right? And when you're talking about like mids and safe lanes, there's a lot of them that don't want to do that. It's like the reason I'd rate it so high regardless is because, you know, if you go like get to a certain stage in the game where you've got a lot of money, you're eventually going to want Boots of Travels anyway, right? Like it's going to come in, and with the double TP functionality now,
but look at Cuckoo. He's got the bots too. In fact, he's
but it's the hero that can justify it. Look at Try. There's the dust coming out. Ohio. He actually Virus Strikes in. The snowball across to try and help him. Force Promise come up. Too late. Back Rider's going to go down. Armel trying to move away. They didn't actually get the Force Promise out in time. AU has to use on himself. Echo Slam Tims! Jumps it! Big one, but everyone's so close to death yet so far. They can't finish any of them. They're going to start healing up Fisher. Just the tip catches on and tickles Tusk to death. Tims might give his life. Searing Chains out. Battle Trance to get off that, though. Moving in on the Tims. Gonna try and move away, but too late. Double kill for Yo. They'll secure the tier 1 tower. And TNC, that looked like that might be the big turnaround, but they were just a little bit damaged short of the mark.
Dude, WGUnity's actually just ignoring Armel. Like that's legitimately there, and you know that they're intentionally doing it because there were so many opportunities where they could run at him in that fight, but they're not letting him be that distraction because they know there's no point in going on it. What does it do? You're not going to kill him, and he doesn't do enough damage at this point to justify it. Anyway, back to the Boots of Travel discussion.
You don't want to like. All right, we'll go back to that one. There's plenty of things we can talk about, but he's nerding out. He's like,
here's my opinion. I agree with you that you need a hero to justify it, but I think they're good enough that you need to draft a hero to justify it. Like every game has a Bat or Sand King or one of these heroes that can get it from the offlane perspective. Like I think a bot should be in every game, like an early bots, every single game. I think it's that good.
While Jenkins is nerding out, people are dying. And there's the last one on the Tusk. They want to kill him.
They have the Radiance on the Bear.
The stun on the Felix and the Radiance on the Bear. This is the big power spike. The Raw's going to scare them away. They will get the kill on the Tusk. Moving across to the Remnant. Done through by Virus Strike. Ohio trying to move away from this, but the Bear makes you feel that fun, baby. Double kill for Armel with a slight fist. And now they can set up for a push on this tier 2 bot as they chase Weaver away. They're still looking onto him. The dust is about to run out, and they will just back away.
Yeah, now the big boy's starting to participate in these fights. Gabby, he's got the Radiance. There was about 4,000 net worth on him spent.
I mean,
or actually, it's more than that. That's useless. And now
he's active. And this is a big highlightable point because people will be looking at this game. They'll be like, WGUnity have just been wrecking the crap out of TNC. But you actually look, especially that Echo Slam in the mid lane, right? Where it was so close to everyone dying. Imagine if you had that Radiance burn there. And this is the thing. TNC can now fight 5v5.
Yep.
And also, to go back to your Boots of Travel point, see, I'm doing it now, right? I do think, I'm going to be totally honest, Jenkins. I think your perspective on it is slightly skewed by the fact you're an offlaner, which is the position that more often than not can justify that item because of its functionality and an offlaner's role.
Maybe your perspective is skewed because you're not an offlaner.
Yeah, but that's less biased than being the specific role, right?
You just don't understand my point.
I feel like you're just heading to a stage where you just go, you're a stupid head.
Yeah.
That's where this argument is heading.
I'm at that point.
TNC, however, are heading to the top lane with the smoke rotation. The pings come out. This is a bold to protect like approach. They know the rune's coming up though. Fissure, they're not going to pursue this.
I'll take your tribute.
A little bit of damage.
I mean, they could have went for the Echo Slam play in fairness, but
yeah, they didn't have vision though, so it's spooky. You don't know who else is there. Nice smoke up for the bounty rune, though, because at the very least, ooh, Ohio,
They're moving
he's
in
in the trees.
Yeah, they see him. San can get a bar strike towards them, and they're going to try and scare him out of the sandstorm, and that they will. They push about the flame break. They don't even have to use the last two, and instead, they can set up for a push on this tier 1 top, while Ember keeps everyone distracted in the mid lane.
And not using the lasso is pretty important there, just because you have it set, you have the setup now for a gank on the bot lane, or if you want to stay at the top lane or TP back to the top lane with the travels, then that's available for that pickoff. So it looks like he's hunting for the Nature's Prophet. Pings the camp, but he's wrong. He's not there. He's at the other one.
Counting around. Gabby's going to keep pushing top. The DD's about to expire, but he still hit Taz pretty hard with the bear. As you're already seeing how quickly he shreds through it. And Armel will join him to make sure they definitely get an influx of gold. The glyph's going to come out, but you look at WG-Unity, they're not set up to really defend this. By the time Yo gets here, the tower's gone.
Radiant's top tower has
Yo needs that BKB now. There's too much on the side of TNC to disable him.
Can't get any. I mean, the go for this defusal was an interesting choice. It just feels like when TNCR is 5, especially with the Shaker being there, it screws over your ability to inject yourself into TNC's lineup. Unless, of course, they lasso you in, and you are technically injected, but it's a lethal injection for you at that stage.
I suppose he just doesn't want to fight until he has like 2 items, so he just gets the defusal to farm a little bit faster, maybe get some pickoffs. Well, he's just not looking to fight in general.
Armel has picked up the Yules now. I'll be flying out to him next. Pretty handy in this scenario, although we have said they were ignoring him, so this is... Yules is more of a defensive item than anything else.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Although they aren't ignoring him now, they are chasing. They're going to TP in. He hasn't got much mana left. In fact, he hasn't got enough to try and get away. The Sprout's trapping him in.
Is this the
and
play?
Felix trapped with him. Now they're going to move across Fire Strike in. BKB from Nico Baby. The Vision try and break it up. There's the false promise. The epicenter is going to chase through. The last two being used. Drags away from the epicenter. Needs to get out quickly because Batrider's almost dead. And Yo, he might chase through. They're going to activate the Shrine, try and stay alive. Tutu though, too much damage. Echo Slam Tim jumps in with the Battle Trunks already activated. Means Troll's going to stay alive. Chasing forward on a Tim's. He has to throw out the Vision just to slow him down a little bit. But hey, being ran straight through. And it's just becoming a game of ignorance. It's usually you to ignore the Ember. And in this fight, they've been ignoring the Weaver. The Raw's going to come out. We'll get the kill on Sank and Gabby. Can he carry this fight to victory? Tim's hiding in the tree. They're going to find him. Yamate will give his life for this, though. Root it up. Nico Baby trying to chase through. Needs to be careful, though. Gabby's still pretty tanky. The buyback's going to come in. And now Felix tries to escape, but he can't. The buyback is worth. Tim finds the fissure through. No! He guesses wrong. Nico Baby just to the side of where the fissure landed.
Well, I get why the Diffusal Blade was picked up now. It's just to drain the Ember's mana and like the little lockdown that they have, which, I mean, that's a pretty cool solution. Like you stun the. They didn't even have the Tusk Snowball hit the Ember, but the Burrow Strike was enough to drain his mana. Even still, though, TNC comes out on top of that fight. Obviously, I think fighting into their high ground is obviously going to be a lot more difficult when you're like the location that they were fighting. TNC was the one standing on the high ground, but Batrider wasn't really able to get anything off in that fight. The Echo Slam was pretty good, but it was right after the Ember had already died, and that's where your additional damage is going to come from. Him and the Lone Druid.
And this was the chase on Armel. You know, TNC were always on the retreat there. They weren't prepped and in position. They didn't even have the Yules available on Armel in time, so he couldn't protect himself.
Yeah, he finally had to use it right at the end there when it came on the courier, but it's a little too late when the Troll's been beating your ass for 10 seconds straight.
The other problem is there was no way for him to get out of the Sprout because he no longer has a Quillen Blade. You know, this is another little condition of the new Ember builds. And Felix will go down the top lane, the man who put the Sprout last time.
Ooh, Arcane Rune on Ember. That's pretty big.
How to achieve something here? How are we looking? Where's Gabby heading towards next? Okay, so he's about to have the AC. Wait,
that's huge. If they lose a single fight here and it's by the WG-Unity base, you're gonna lose your whole base to that AC bear. Even just the Hyperstone is enough to like tear through buildings.
Is a lot of pressure on the bear alone because not really anyone on TNC used the attack speed well. Tusk has been caught though outside the base in his own jungle. He thought it was safe. He's like, we're green. This area is green. Why are there a lot of red heroes here? They're written up.
No lasso, but.
No lasso.
A lot of damage.
Although they're doing a lot of damage, yeah. This is kind of the condition with the Searing Chains at level 15 because you get that extra 1 second. You hold people in place for so long.
It's pretty annoying.
It's usually why we see a lot of teams build into Lotus Orbs against the Ember, but it's like if you're thinking about doing that in this game, there's the lasso, there's not much else. And Felix, he's been caught. There's the Searing Chains coming into effect again, and they'll be able to secure the bounties. In fact, TNC get all 4 bounties. At the 25-minute mark, that's a hefty bunch of cheddar in your pocket.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. Although, here's the thing with the 5 natures is that it's not that big of a deal if you go die like that. You know, you can go for those little risky plays. He did get a ward down, too, on the high ground there. He could put some more deep wards down later on to the game, and getting killed isn't that important because you're up soon anyway. Cuckoo, so close.
Tried for it. They dusted preemptively, and that's gets sanking away. They'll get the tower, they'll just melt through it. And this is the thing, that ward that they placed down with the next prophet could be good. Actually, no, that one was placed ages ago. It's going down in 8 seconds.
It's despawning now, but he's got. I think he's going to probably TP and place more. He's got a ward.
You've got to try and force
he's going to place it.
Like, I think if you're looking at what TNC's probably going to do next,
he might get scouted actually by Cuckoo. Oh my god, that is so inconvenient.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I was about to hit on it. Is the fact that you're actually looking at this, and if you're WG-Unity, you want to ward around this area, not around the triangle, right? Because if you look at the side of the map, they have no outer towers left, which means TNC want the Roche. So, objective priority for TNC is top side of the map now, right?
Yeah.
They're actually looking for the ward right now. They
can't find it. Oh my god. He gets
no.
Twice. No.
He's got more sentries. A's like, yeah, the pings are coming out. It's like, it's got to be here. There it is.
I swear to God, Cuckoo the whole time was pinging exactly where the ward was. And AU's like, nah, dude, it's here. It's here. There's no way
he's like, shut up. You're not the support. You don't know where support's ward.
All this time, they're spending so much time dewarding. Armel on the top lane. They just have the setup from
back
Sand
and they
King,
know about it. Now all they have to do is scare him to retreat into it, and they're going to do exactly that into the Burrow Strike, and Emperor, he's going to use up. Remnant being thrown out, but no mana left to work with. Actually, he had just enough, but the hit on point from Nico, baby. And now the last is going to come out, jumping on the troll. Buyback's going to be there, trying to do enough damage. Going to get him low with the fear being forced on him. BKB from Nico, baby, trying to chase in BKB on the troll as well. Gabby's going to remove the bear from the equation, try and force it back. Fisher will cover their escape, and now with the BKBs on cooldown, TNC, they could look towards the pit, or they could look to fight into WG-Unity, because those are big magic immunity options that are no longer on the table.
Yeah, and you have an Earthshaker on your team, so I think you're pretty fine with taking that fight with those BKBs on cooldown, even though you have Armel buying back, and it's a 5v5. BKBs are very important on the side of WG-Unity. Especially when you have a Weaver and a Troll Warlord as your cores.
This is how we see the Roche pit fights go down sometimes.
Felix?
Felix? This is an interesting choice. Rush across to the Remnant. They're going to punish him for this. Gabby's fair, scaring away the rest of WG-Unity. Cuckoo, he's lingering. They know he doesn't have lasso, but they're still a little bit scared. The fastest Roche, though. They realize that. They're actually going to back away.
It's honestly just the Lone Druid that takes it kind of quickly, but he does a lot of damage to towers, but not so much to Roshan. Even with the AC.
I feel like you need a big core pick off before you go into that pit if you're TNC. Like I said, Ember doesn't do it very well. You know, Batrider's not really going to hit Roche.
That DD on Ember's going to help them get an important pick off, though.
That's it. They see him. Sankey being dragged in right now. Rude up as well, and he might have a lot of health, but not enough. The teleporting for Nature Prop to try and help Buyback's going to come in, and now moving on to A, he forced the false promise on himself, but Yawante taking so much damage from the bear, needs to move away, and Cuckoo's going to try and TP out of this. Too much damage. No, he makes it barely, though. Armel with the DD still running away in the meantime. AU, false promise going to run out. He is still alive, and Gabby trying to do what he can. BKB on Yo is back up, and he's going to use it. Armel will look to kill Nature Prop and find a battle transactive, looking on the Lone Druid, be able to find him with a Sprout in this place. Armel, they see him as well. They're going to try and catch on him with the diffusal there. He's got Remnant, but it moves pretty slow. Yule's up in the air. We'll get him to the high ground, but the pings are coming out. Burrow Strike will slow him down before he can escape. Trying to force off across and away. The net, hold him and on, and no, he goes back to the wrong Remnant. Yeah, and Armel, he's going to go down. They're looking for more AU. He will be found. He bought back. This is a painful way to go down the second time. You fail your job. You still lose your core. You lose your buyback. And I don't even want to know how much gold was lost for TNC in that fight. Oh my, the gold swing was 3,000 towards WG-Unity.
The biggest thing in that fight is the fact that Ember just bought back and then he dies. Like, that is, I don't want to call it a game or something like that. Cuckoo goes for the steal, doesn't get it, and now he's going to die, he got netted.
Yep, he ults up. My god, what are these net chances from Yo?
But that's, that death on Armel is just about the most costly thing that we've seen at this entire series. That puts WG-Unity ahead, and Weaver's level 25 now. Troll's level 22.
And huge power spike, especially with the troll, with the level 20 talent being available to him at this stage of the game. Honestly, I just want to know what Yo's secret is. Does he like roleplay Dark Troll summoners in the jungle in his spare time or something? Because we saw the net there on the Batrider, but previously in the fight, just at the right moment on the Armel to ensure that he dies, it just seems like Troll is getting all the procs in his favor here.
Right, and I do want to do a shout out to Nico Baby in that fight. Like, he was playing the backline, completely butchered the Earthshaker's potential to counter-initiate with the Echo Slam. And if he wasn't doing that, that fight in all of its chaos, Tim's is going to take advantage of that with a huge Echo. But Weaver, Nico Baby, he knows that that's the way that they're going to get back into the game, especially with Gabby getting hard focused by the Troll. He's like, okay, Troll does enough damage to kill Gabby. I know that. He's got a BKB. Mischance doesn't do anything. Troll does infinite damage at this point. All I need to do is make sure that the lasso doesn't get off or the Echo Slam doesn't get off. And then also the snowball onto the Oracle. Like, WG Unity's...
Snowball and Gabby right now. Moon in Bar Strike, Force Punch there as well. It's pretty tanky. The fish is going to be there to protect him. Does have the Echo Slam, but can't blink in. BKB from Nico Baby needs to get chased. False Promise being forced out. Gabby should be protected. Weaver needs to be a little bit careful about this. No BKB, but has the egg. It's going to dive in for Tims. He wants to get rid of that Echo Slam. Potentially the last is going to come out. The Poet's a little bit too late to save Tim's life. They're going to pop the Aegis. I'm not sure if they can catch Weaver a second time, though. He could just instantly time-lapse and look for the play away. Instead, he'll just run it off. Armel needs to get him out of the base. Tims, I mean, he has no way back into this. No buyback. 600 gold short.
He's important, too. Really nice saves, though, coming out on the Lone Druid. He looked like he should be dead. But the double force stab
as well, though. Like, this is a big part of the entire game. Is, you know, from the last fight when they had to throw everything on a high just to kill him. And you saw them, they couldn't try and hard to commit onto him. So he's always there as a threat. He's always tanking everything as they charge forward. What point do you reach as TNC where you can actually burst through the Sand King quick enough that you have anything left in the chamber for the Troll and the Weaver?
And he went for that 10 armor talent too, so...
He understands. He's like, guys, literally my job is to make sure I don't die in 2 seconds. If I last 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds, you're a go.
He honestly just needs to go in and press Sandstorm, and then it does enough damage that they have to at least focus him a little bit, try to get him out of the Sandstorm.
Gives him plenty of time in the fights to focus on his DJ career instead of his Dota career, because you just remain stationary in these fights. Even if you don't stun, as long as they're focused on you, you've done your part. Yep.
It's kind of like the newish, I should say, like 6 months ago to maybe about a year, something like that, way of thinking about carrying in general. Like, it's the way you play Kunkka too. You're just a tank. You're just a late game tank. That's how you carry. It's not about doing any damage. It's just about being impossible to kill and doing enough damage that you have to get focused.
That's it. Tusk got out on his own here. Important target as well, as that can ruin their initiations with the ice shards, with the snowballs.
He's the 5 at this point, though. Like, Felix has Solar Crest, Spirit Vessel. Tusk has just bracers, so it's not. It's not that big of a deal.
Stick next on Felix as well.
Yeah, that's pretty necessary. That's the fun thing, the nice thing about this hero is that no matter what role you play, you're going to get farm, because to contribute to the game, you also have to kind of conveniently steal a bunch of blast hits with that ultimate, so you always get farm. You can also kind of take the dirty scraps farm that people don't want, you know? Like, it's like, okay, well, nobody's on this area of the map. I'm just going to literally globally teleport there and put a ward down and get some farm.
He's well designed to cater to the dead lane.
He is, yeah, exactly. Cuckoo. But
yeah.
There's no TP interrupt on the Weaver, so he should be fine. Ohio can't get there in time.
In total fairness, Nico Baby did have a DD. If that disconnect didn't happen, I'm not sure I like Batrider's chances of escaping. He does have the Yules at least, but he would have had to have turned around, which might have bought enough time for Ohio to get close.
Yeah. 2 hits from Weaver with the DD at this point is like 600 damage.
Oh wait, no, sorry, he doesn't have DD. I read that effect wrong. It's the Mjolnir.
Oh, it's a Mjolnir. Okay.
Just should my analyst checking that he knows what he's talking about.
Hey man, I just trusted you. I don't
trust
issues.
Is now broken. Ooh, that was actually closer than they would have liked. You see how close Ohio was getting?
Yeah, and the increased burrow strike range. He maybe could have gotten him if it was a couple of seconds earlier.
He won't have a nice.
Speaking of DD, Ember's got one, but he has no bottles, so it's just kind of a farming DD.
Like there's been a clear objective for him anytime soon. What was the big next power spike of your TNC? You're probably looking at your Lone Druid and going, what have you got? What's the next plan? He's got the Bastion now, but then you look at the queued up items. Like, okay, Ghost Scepter. Really, buddy? and then Ags.
Yeah. Troll might go for a nullifier soon too, especially if he sees that Ghost Scepter come out. Aghanim's is okay because you can split push. I mean, they can maybe make some plays by doing that. This is TNC, so I do have faith that they can make some sort of play like that.
You have to keep the lanes out though. Like the design of the Ags on Lone Druid compared to most heroes, it really changes the way you play the dynamic of the game, right? Because you're like, this item is great, I don't need buyback. But if you screw up once and they end up on your side of the map, it feels like a wasted item. That makes sense, right?
It definitely does. I mean, it's stats on the main hero, which is just useless at that point.
Radiant
Unless you then buy another 50 minutes and get 6 slot yourself, and then you got stats on your hero.
Sure, yeah, that's all right. But, he's playing the split push game, kind of keeping his hero just out of the kill distance there.
They're pushing 2 lanes. WG, they're committing a lot to this top lane, and this is by design, right? This is the way they want to play it. They realize actually there's going to be pressure on 2 lanes. We've got Prophet who'll always keep these things pushed out. So eventually you have to fight us top.
Even if he dies trying to deal with this push, you can just die, buyback, TP in globally.
As we saw in the previous fights, this is one of the big advantages. Another reason why the Boots of Travel is another amazing item here. Even if you have to TP to a shrine to respond to something the first time, you got Boots of Travel, you can TP again.
Yep. So Sand King could actually go back and defend bot and then get to the fight. Although the issue with Sand King doing that, and perhaps the issue with him going bots in this game in general, to some degree, is the fact that he actually needs to start the fights, I think. Him or Tusk.
I mean, that's also the big issue with the build that he's done. Because he's tanky, it makes it harder to initiate these fights. He's not the initiator build. He's basically just the frontline runner build, and he's going to run it again. The last dude dragging him in, trying to bash him up. It's going to be a snowball proof. They can't save him. Tim will lock him down, tanking. Make sure he can't get it off the Echo Slam. Nico Baby with the BKB chasing board though, and Felix is going to pursue through. Tim's to the target. They'll find him with the Swarm on. Yours up onto the Bat Rider. If he comes down, he might be in a mess, but the Raw trying to protect him. Felix is going to be scared away, but Nico Baby still free to do what he wants. Lincoln's pop, but he doesn't give a damn. Gabby protected by the false promise. Ayu should be chased down, and Armel, he needs to back up the Lone Druid here. They're trying to do whatever he can. Ayu's going to go down in the meantime. Nico Baby will return to the main fight, and now you don't have the Echo Slam anymore, and it would have been a big one. It's the problem, but they're going to turn around anyway. Ohio, he did fight back. He can't afford to go down. The Bear's going to expire, and so will its owner. Lone Druid dies with his pet. Cooper will TP away after 4 stuffing out, and Ohio chase the ball with the epicenter. Armel burning them up. They're all getting low here. He could turn around for the slide fist right now. He needs to, but he can't. No! The timing on the sandstorm, plus the damage coming in from the dance and Nature's Prophet's ult, gets them the big kill, forces the buyback, and the creep wave is already pushed in on top. And they have everyone alive on the side of WG-Unity. Once again, Ohio tanking the initiation, having to use that Echo Slam just to kill him off, and his buyback travels back in. It's not worth it. Well, now with Troll, he has Battle Trance though. Here's the problem. You have to get through him right now, but he's going to turn around and fight you up. All coming out, used up in the air, stun across from the Lone Druid. They're trying to go for him instead. The Ghost Scepter to protect himself instead. Yo, looking for a target. Anything he can hit. The War's punched up. Ayu's going to be gone. And Gabby trapped him with the Ice Shards. The BKB active allowed him to move away. The Bear is going to chase Nico Baby off, but in the meantime, Yo, he does fall to the burn. Kamate, low, will be able to move away. It's going to be a TP out. Searing Chains does connect onto the Weaver. No mana left on him, actually, so he needs to be really careful. They can't pursue this. They need to be careful. They're going to try, though. Yours going to come out. They have the Searing Chains. They'll lock in the Weaver. He actually used the Shikuchi as well. The Raw's going to come out. He can't move away. He's going to go down. Weaver's dead for 100 seconds, and now Yamate will join him in the grave. Double kill for Armel, and much needed at this point. Fortunately for WG-Unity, though, all of the heroes that they sacrifice there do a buyback. Ohio gets out. That would be the real problem if he dies, because then that gives TNC an opening where it's a guaranteed 4v5. So in this case, Roche isn't up yet. If they run down mid, then you just all buyback. But we know that TNC has no buybacks because they all just did. And then we're dead even, except in a game where there's a bit of a gold lead for WG-Unity. They wish Roche was up right now, but it's not. Yeah, but WG's suspecting it might be up. They'll realize as the scan just actually goes out of red. It's all good. But you can already see from Armel, he's lingering around. He's like, please, any second now, please, we need this. This is one of those really unfortunate situations where if they had just killed WG-Unity 20 seconds later, it's a guaranteed 4v5. But yeah, this is just the luck of the cards. Armel, he almost has his level 25 as well. This is why it was important to hold at that stage and not give over your base. You know, Ember, it's a big power spike for this hero. Whether you take Sleight Fist or the Remnant cooldown, you have big impact with that. The mobility factor. Yeah, I'm not surprised there. Like, you actually saw it. He had to be very careful about how far he shoved the mid lane because he had Remnants on cooldown. Like, he didn't have any way of having a backup plan if he got caught there.
Yeah. You just kind of infinitely chase people in fights too with the Remnant cooldown.
You basically play the same game the Weaver's playing, right? Where you go for the back line. Although it's not as effective against WG.Unity because what is the back line? You know, Tusk is going to roll in.
Tanky natures.
Well, we've seen the Prophet. He's never on the back. The back line that he's on
is
the front line. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's like a spy. Hey guys, I'm on your team.
Been playing too much Team Fortress. That's the problem.
He really has.
Oh, no DD here, folks. Just the crappy illusion rune. Cuckoo's going to scout out, though. He has haste.
Baiting an illusion. Guys, they'll go for this illusion rune. It's really good on Tusk.
Imagine the Weaver. Imagine the Troll. You know, they got mana.
Denies it. He denies it. The pings, the spam pings.
Tree tries to pick it up, says, wait, I can't get more treants with this. I don't want this crap. Why not? We let the Lone Druid Bears pick up runes. Next patch, Warlock Golem can pick up runes. Oh god!
If you get an illusion on the bear.
Imagine if you get a haste rune on the Warlock Golem.
Good lord! Imagine if you could buy items on the Warlock Golem.
No, that's too far. Stop. The support equivalent of Lone Druid. Lone Druid is enough for me, buddy. They're moving to the pit though. They know TNC has to make the play. Like, they can't afford to let this happen. Tims does have the Echo Slam, but he might be seen. He's trying to slow it down. Nico Baby going to scare Cuckoo away. He's already used the Firefly, and they know this now. Armel scouting out, but they realize it's too late. They actually just need to get back and out before being caught, but instead they will be Ice Guards out on Tim. Going to snowball through them, pursuing forward. Hex on him as well. Forced up to try and get him away, but Nico Baby on top of the Echo Slam, forced out onto one. Tim's not having the big ultimate impact that he was looking for. The last two won't be good enough on the Weaver. They'll pop through him in the end. He's going to buy back time. That's back in the fight. Now the battle trance Unity trying to chase forward. Yo looking at the target. He finds Gabby. Gabby's bare in the meantime, trying to go for nature, protects himself with the Sprout and all that. Tims is going to go down to Ohio. They'll turn around, they'll look onto Gabby, and his team has already left him behind because they're trying to retreat. Armel low. Nico Baby's going to chase through. He will be able to find him. He gets the kill, and there's only one man left in this Cuckoo, and you've got 120 seconds to hold. Good luck with that, Batrider.
I mean, they'll have the Echo when he's alive. But
yeah, but how long?
It's going to be Megas or the Throne.
They're going Throne. They're doing it again. WG.Unity knows. TNC have no way in, and it looks like it is going to be a 2-0 victory for WG.Unity. Batrider will go in and try and slow it down maybe by 3 seconds. The Oracle can't even get across to use the False Promise. Buyback comes out. What's your play? I don't see any way that they get WG.Unity out of the base. I think this is done.
There's no way. The Troll doesn't even turn to hit the Batrider. He's just focusing the buildings.
While this is a big surprise for the SEA region, TNC Predators, who have been the favorites, one of the favorites rather, for quite a while, and WG.Unity coming in with what some people would assume a massive upset here in a 2-0 victory.
I'm speechless. I think WG.Unity just, they outclassed TNC Predator in these team fights, to be completely honest. They're focused on the backlines, killing the right heroes, ignoring the right heroes at the right points, building the items so that they can fight better. And in true SEA Dota fashion, the team that just takes the better fights and itemizes for the better fights wins the game.
Well, that does mean WG.Unity head through to the grand finals. Let me just check if we have an update. Yeah, they've already got an opponent waiting. Boom ID. Yeah, they 2-0'd EVOS as well. So we have our participants for the grand final. It's going to be WG.Unity versus Boom ID. Indonesian boys versus... I'm trying to think where WG from, because I believe they have a European player. Yeah, Nico Baby's from Europe. Based mostly in Malaysia.
Philippines and Malaysia.
This should be interesting, though. I believe... I'll check with production, but I'm pretty sure it's a best-of-5 final. I think they said to me it was best of 5. They may have jubated me or lied to me. We're going to go to a short break. I'll confirm that. We shouldn't be too long before we're back with the grand finals to see which SEA team will make it to the Dota Pit Minor. Stay tuned.
Bye.